Big U was accused of one of his rap artists in a Vegas desert in January of 2021. Now, previously, we only knew the victim as RW because that's what the indictment says. But now we know the victim's name, Rayshawn Williams.
Now they're saying, well, Big U's motive wasn't the rap song. It was that he found out that the rapper and his son, Daiyan, were lovers.
Congrats, brother.
I appreciate y'all, man. Oh my God.
Man.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what,
Yes, sir.
I remember you coming up, by for that pro day and spending that day with us, man. It had a big impression on us, and you're coming into a great situation, man. Eric Kendricks,
broke out that said that Big U was, might have been involved in your son's. Do you believe he's responsible?
I know for a fact he's responsible.
So y'all, buckle up because the streets are screaming over this one. Rumors are flying about Big U, and not just the kind of rumors you brush off. We're talking about a full-blown murder mystery laced with betrayal, family secrets, and a deep, dark motive. Allegedly, Big U might have unalived a young man named Rayshawn Williams, and it's not just because of a diss track like folks initially believed. Nope, the tea is so much deeper. Word is, this has everything to do with Big U's son Dean. Yes, the same Dean who now plays for the LA Chargers, and some insiders are whispering that Dean was secretly on the DL. That's right, down low. And Rayshawn might have been his boyfriend. Now imagine this. Big U allegedly found out about his son's rumored relationship with Rayshawn, and instead of dealing with it like a man, prosecutors say he silenced Rayshawn permanently. Why? To protect Dean's career, to keep the NFL deals rolling in. Because in Big U's world, being gay might have meant everything crashing down. But now, the story has exploded. Leaked texts, new evidence, and Rayshawn's own family is stepping into the spotlight. His mother is no longer staying quiet. She's out here saying with her whole chest that Big U is the one who took her baby's life. And when a grieving mother speaks like that, who? You listen. So what really happened to Rayshawn Williams? Could Big U have taken things this far just to keep his son's personal life hidden? Let's unpack the madness.
According to the indictment, Big U allegedly Rayshawn by multiple times, then dragging his body into the desert and left him there in a ditch not far from Interstate 15. A witness told investigators Big U was one of the last people seen with Rayshawn before his murder. But why would he kill his own artist?
Okay, so let's rewind. Y'all already know Big U's name stays in messy headlines, but recently it got darker. He was hit with federal RICO charges, and now prosecutors are adding something even heavier. They're accusing him of murder. Yep, court documents say Big U, real name Eugene Henley, allegedly murdered Rayshawn Williams in cold blood, then dragged his lifeless body out into the Nevada desert and dumped him like trash. That was back in January 2021. Police say Rayshawn's body was discovered dumped near the Apex landfill in North Las Vegas, not far from the I-15. He had been shot multiple times, dragged, left in a ditch, and guess who he was last seen with? Big U. Witnesses said Rayshawn was in the studio with Big U just hours before he turned up dead. Prosecutors made it clear nobody else had motive, nobody else had opportunity. It all points back to him. So, the official story? Rayshawn was signed to Big U's label, Unique Music, and supposedly, he made a diss track. That was the alleged trigger. But come on now. A diss track? Would Big U really go that far over a few bars? Well, Rayshawn's mom doesn't buy that version either. She's backing the feds. TMZ Hip Hop caught up with her, Shadona Brown, and her daughter. And Shadona was clear. She knows Big U did it, point blank.
Right now, I know there's news that broke out that said that Big U was, might have been involved in your son's. Do you believe he's responsible?
I know for a fact he's responsible. There's no doubt in my mind. Mother's instance, I know he's responsible.
Why do you think that he did it? That's like the big question.
Because you don't like the word no.
Okay.
You don't want nobody to tell you no. Everything's supposed to go your way or no way. So I feel like my baby did something that you didn't like, and you did what you did. Now karma's at your door.
Do you think Big U is a real threat to the community right now?
Of course.
There's a lot there.
Of course he is, because if he could do this to my child, what makes you think he couldn't do it to nobody else's child? Or if he haven't done it to nobody else's child? Or if he don't have anybody child right now feeling threatened because of what he have said to them or what he have done to them? So, of course, he's a threat.
But now we're heading into the darkest, messiest part of this whole situation, because everyone's asking, why would Big U snap over a little diss? Rayshawn wasn't even that famous. The track barely made waves. Well, turns out there might be another reason. Dig a little deeper and you'll find out that Rayshawn wasn't just some random rapper. He and Big U's son Dean were teammates back at Crenshaw High. Rayshawn was a star wide receiver. Dean, now a linebacker for the LA Chargers, and that connection right there, whew, it's raising eyebrows, because according to street whispers and online speculation, Rayshawn and Dean weren't just teammates, they were allegedly romantically involved, and Big U reportedly lost it when he found out. We're not saying this is fact, but the rumors, they are loud. Sources claim Big U couldn't handle the idea of his son being gay, especially not when Dean was on the brink of NFL stardom. Imagine the endorsements, the deals, the manly image, all gone if the world found out Dean was on the DL. But then came the counter narrative. People like Whack 100 hopped online to defend Big U and Dean. Whack called the rumors straight up nonsense. He said, "There's gay players in the league now. It wouldn't ruin Dean's chances." But baby, he forgot one thing. Just because gay players exist in the NFL doesn't mean it's safe.
Now they're saying, well, Big U's motive wasn't the rap song. It was that he found out that the rapper and his son, Daiyan, were lovers. And he was scared that if this got out, he will be affected in the NFL. Now, there's a few key things. One, there's people that have came out in all sports that it doesn't.
Whack might have said the NFL's past the homophobia stage, but let's keep it real. The league has a long, ugly history with LGBTQ+ players. There have only been 16 openly gay or bi players in the entire 105-year history of the NFL. And most of them only came out after retiring. Carl Nassib, he was the first active NFL player to come out. And guess when that happened? Yup, 2021. The same year Rayshawn was murdered. Coincidence? You decide. And let's not forget what else happened in 2021. Las Vegas Raiders coach John Gruden got exposed for sending horrific homophobic and racist emails. He mocked gay players, said the Rams shouldn't draft queers, and joked about nuking an island full of gay people. Disgusting. Another example, former Vikings punter Chris Klua fired for supporting gay rights. He said his team basically told him to shut up or get cut. One coach even said, "We should round up all the gays and nuke them." So let's be clear, Whack's defense doesn't hold up. Just because some players have come out doesn't mean the league is accepting. In fact, behind closed doors, it's still a hostile space.
Yeah, there was
But two, let's get to the real part of it. I've been knowing this young man since he's been about 7, 8 years old, right? There's nothing feminine or nothing gay about Daiyan Henley, right? So I don't know who started that one. Yeah, me and Big U got our problems, we got our issues, but whenever it came down to his children, I've been in situations since we've been at it where I've stepped up to the plate.
Then there's this bizarre statement from Whack where he said, "I've known Dean since he was 7. There's nothing feminine or gay about him." Excuse us? What even is that logic? Being gay isn't about wearing glitter or having a certain walk. It's about who someone's attracted to. You can't just look at someone's mannerisms and decide they're straight. That's not how any of this works. And coming from Whack 100, the man who people say snitched on Big U in the first place? Yeah, this whole thing is feeling extra shady. Meanwhile, the internet has started digging hard. Alleged leaked messages surfaced from someone claiming they once hooked up with Dean. The text said, "Yes, just put it out but don't tag me. A lot of our family knows this too. We just never said anything because he wasn't openly gay or bisexual. He had a girlfriend too." And here's the kicker. Prosecutors say the motive might also trace back to something that happened in high school. Rayshawn was allegedly living with Big U when he wore a chain to school that belonged to Dean. Big U supposedly kicked him out after that. But guess what? Years later, Big U still signed Rayshawn to his music label. So if he really hated him for that incident, why give him a contract? Why bring him close again? See? The diss track and chain stories ain't adding up. Something bigger had to push Big U to act. And now, the rumor mill is in overdrive. Social media is exploding with posts saying the same thing. This wasn't about no diss track. Big U did this because Rayshawn and Dean were lovers. One user posted, "Big U definitely did that because of the gay relationship with his son. It would have hurt the NFL bag. This wasn't about no damn song." Another said, "I been said this. Every time Big U is involved in some drama, they spin it like it's about a diss. That man moves like a rage-filled psycho. This was personal." And honestly, looking at Big U's track record, it's not out of the realm of possibility. The realm of